basketball, the girls' side, the Mason Comets play host to the Fairfield Indians on this wonderful weekend of basketball. Both teams sit at 500 overall. Comets are 1-1 in conference, Fairfield's 1-0. And we're excited for this one. I'm Ben Haller alongside my partner for the evening, Evan Amazon. Evan, what are you excited for in this matchup?
Well, Ben, I think today's going to be a great game. It's interesting. The Comets played 2 road games to start the year. Fairfield's coming off 4 home games. Their first road game of the year. Fairfield coming in the year at 2-2. Mason Comets 1-1. Dropped a tough one to Lakota East. They're going to rebound against Fairfield. And Fairfield has never beaten Mason since Mason joined the GMC in 2007, I believe it was.
Yeah, Mason's off to a little bit of a late start in the season, both figuratively and literally. Fairfield's obviously played 2 more games than them total, and Mason had that rough game on Wednesday night against Lakota East where they couldn't get it done in the 4th quarter. Dropped that one 55-50. Looked to bounce back against a team that's never beat them in GMC play, like you mentioned. And it's 2 teams. We're not going to see a lot of seniors in this game tonight. Mason only has 1, Fairfield only has a couple. And you can see Mason's starting lineup. You're going to see 1 senior, 3 juniors,
and a senior's
and a
a
freshman.
pretty good one too. Kyla Oldeker committed to play basketball next year at University of Miami, so she'll be playing down in South Florida at 6'6". Just does it all for the Comets on the inside. Coming in with 17 points per game, 7.5 rebounds a game, and 4 blocks. But what's going to be key for the Comets is their guard play and their outside shooting. It's something that's a little bit of a question coming into the year.
Yeah, and usually around here, when you're talking about high school athletics and committing to a college, if you hear Miami, it's usually Miami University. But no, yeah, University of Miami out of the ACC. She'll be joining Sammy Puisis in the ACC. She's at Florida State. So 2 teams in Florida in the Atlantic Coast Conference that should battle it out starting next year. And here she is going up against Ryman Schneider for the tip.
Looks like Ryman Schneider just didn't even jump there. She didn't stand a chance. So it'll be 44 on 44. Start the game. Comets trying to get a quick bucket down low, and they do with Carly Prowse. That's a good start for the Comets. She's coming in averaging 8 points a game.
Yeah, she's a transfer from Ursuline, and she was kind of seen as, at least in the point column, she's going to have to be that replacement of Margot Mattis, who moved to Boston and transferred out.
A drive by Richardson does not get it to go. An offensive rebound. The Comets able to take it on a break as Barnes goes up the court. And then a 3-pointer is good for the Comets.
Maddie Parrish has really impressed me early, only as a freshman. She was a 2nd leading scorer in the first game against Middletown. And we saw some potential in her against Lakota East as well. A really good shooter from the outside.
And Richardson takes a long 3. That's too strong, but Fairfield able to come up with the offensive rebound. Richardson coming in for the Indians with 12 points a game, their leading scorer.
Fairfield's a very balanced team, but they don't score a whole lot anyway.
Good job by Oldeker coming up with a loose ball for the Comets. And a drive by Parrish, too strong. Oldeker rebound, and she gets fouled. Going up, so Oldeker will have 2 shots at the free throw line.
Well, that's really the only way Fairfield will be able to stop Oldeker tonight, is just to get to foul her. But Oldeker's really worked on a free throw shot over the summer. She leads the GMC in blocks and field goal percentage. That's to go along with 17 points per game, 7.5 rebounds.
Yeah, the free throw line is going to be very key for Oldeker because, you know, at 6'6", she's going to get a lot of offensive rebounds. She'll be spending a lot of time at the free throw line. And a 0 for 2 is Oldeker. Both shots at the back iron. So Comets still up 5-0 here, just about a minute and a half into the game. It's going to be Booker taking it up this time. The tough shot there from McCoy. Comets able to get the rebound. Amanda Barnes tracking down a loose ball with Parrish bringing it up the floor.
And that's where it helps having a 6'6" player when a bunch of players have to go over to help and no one's there to rebound. But you only really need one, no matter how many Fairfield players are there, when Kyla Oldeker's 6'6", about 6 inches taller than Fairfield's tallest player.
So Prowse drives in. Tough pass there, trying to find Oldeker. Good defense by Samples, just checking into the game for the Indians.
That's Mason just being a little over-aggressive early. You're going to see that a lot with teams coming off a loss against Dakota East.
How about the tip by Prowse and the hustle by Parrish, able to get on the floor. Smart time out there from Coach Matula.
And we're going to take a look at Mason's starting lineups here. We talked about Maddie Parrish. This is actually her first start of the season, only the third total game of the season. Oldeker, Prowse, Barnes, and Rosano. So we're not going to see the start from Presley Daniels, number 14, talented guard. And guard play was really the big question mark coming into this season for the Comets on Fairfield's side. They've stuck with a consistent starting lineup. Booker, Kidd, Ryman Schneider's big inside. She's going to be key tonight trying to stop Oldacre, and Richardson and McCoy.
And Richardson really does it all for the Indians. Almost plays that point forward position, one of their taller players, but also we've seen her bringing up the court a lot as well. And Oldacre down low, gets the and one.
How about Kyla Oldacre? I mean, that's what that height does. Players are going to have to hang. And the only way to stop the ball from getting inside to Oldacre, you can't play behind her, because once she gets the ball, you have no chance. You got to stop that pass from getting there in the first place, and that's why Ryman Schneider was in front of Oldacre on that play.
Oldacre on the free throw, gets it to go, gets the three-point play for the Comets. Good sign there to see her knock one down at the free throw line.
Sometimes it's all it takes is just see the first one go through, especially from the free throw line.
And Richardson kind of throws one up. Looks like it's going to be a late foul call.
That's oftentimes that's not the official's call over in the back corner. He wasn't on the side, but we're going to look at Makai Richardson. 12 points per game. She leads Fairfield in scoring and steals at 3.5, so really a two-way player offensively and defensively. 30% three-point percentage, so they can't leave her open either.
And she's not afraid to shoot the ball. She's attempted a lot of threes throughout the first couple games of the year, as well as so far in this one. And she's able to knock down the second free throw, so just about 3 minutes in. Fairfield's on the board at 8-1. Parrish to Prowse, Oldacre, and she gets fouled. Just so tough to play defense inside.
Well, it's going to be big for Ryman Schneider going forward, is not to get into foul trouble. They really don't have anyone after her who can match the size of Oldacre, even close to what Ryman Schneider can.
Yeah, Ryman Schneider at 6'1", and Oldacre at 6'6", so.
A missed play out of bounds. And that'll be Kidd checking back into the game. She'll get Ryman Schneider. We talked about the foul trouble. They want to keep Ryman Schneider out of it. And after that Fairfield sub, we haven't seen a Mason sub quite yet. 5 minutes into the game. 5 minutes left in the first, excuse me.
So Parrish to Barnes, loses the handle a little bit, but a good job sticking with it and getting a layup to go home. So the Comets, first team to double digits.
Mason thought they were going to get a lot of points in transition today.
And McCoy way too strong on the baseline jumpers. Prowse pushing it ahead. And a nice pass down low, and Amanda Barnes with 4 consecutive points for the Comets.
A lot of people watch plays like that, and Barnes had a couple easy layups. I think Barnes gets lucky, but it takes IQ and skill to know where the open lanes are and know how to get open. Good job from Amanda Barnes, a nice cut made. We're going to see the first layup out in transition. Pass was just jumped a little bit too much by Richardson. And then this one, they come up to double team Prowse. No one had Barnes. Comets will go up 12-1 early.
You'd love to see that court vision too from Carly Prowse as a forward. You see the Comets in the huddle. Coach Matula, he's been coaching for the Comets for a long time and had a lot of success throughout the years.
Yeah, he's a big part of that big three in the winter sports season for Mason. Coach Greg Richards on the boys basketball side, Rob Matula, excuse me, on the girls basketball side, and then Mark Sullivan, the swim coach here at Mason, boys and girls. Both of them have over 25 years of experience, whether that's coaching another school or at Mason.
That's one of those things you love about Mason basketball is you know they're going to be competitive year in and year out.
And a lot of times it doesn't even matter how much the talent level varies coming in each year because you have coaches like Matula and Richards, so you know what you're going to get with teams like that. And then the extra talent they can get is just a bonus. Like you saw last year with the girls and boys. Trey Killens, Margot Mattis was obviously very special along with Popplewell and Oldacre. And there's Daniels newly checked in getting a steal.
Yeah, Kidd turns it over, tried to find Samples. Had just a little bit of a bad pass. Samples not able to come down with it. A good job by Daniels, making a quick play off the bench for the Comets, wasting no time. She will be bringing it up the floor, and she makes a bad pass of her own, and Booker with a steal, and she will be fouled by Barnes. So Kylie Booker going to the free throw line, the 5'5" junior. Just a little bit of a forced pass there from Daniel. She had space. She didn't need to give that one up right away.
So she had a lot of time too. We've seen early that zones that teams bring in the GMC against Mason kind of confuse the Comets and make them make passes like that. That's just an example of what's happened when teams run zone against them.
And Booker 0 for 2 at the line, so Fairfield is now 1 for 4 from the free throw line and have yet to get a field goal here in the first half of the first quarter. And a drive by Parrish, using her speed, going all the way to the rack. Good job on the lefty layup by Maddie Parrish.
That's good court vision. A lot of people, when you think of court vision, you think of making a good pass, but there Parrish saw her lane, saw if she just got a step on a defender. And there's another one, Carly Prowse.
A pretty good take. Not able to find the net, though, was Prowse. Now Kidd passes cross court to Booker. Now Kidd gets it back. Trying to drive baseline. Good pressure there, forcing Amanda Barnes, causing the travel for Kidd.
That's what Amanda Barnes is there for, to play defense. She's played it really well last year in that Comet team that lost in the district finals to Wayne, a very talented Wayne team who ended up losing to MND in the regional finals.
Now Parrish taking the ball off the floor, guarded by Kayla McCoy. To Gabby Rosano. Daniels Parrish will now take the three. Too strong off the back of the rim. Good hustle for Prowse.
You love to see the confidence in the freshman taking those shots. He wasn't wide open, but no, that was a capable shot.
And Rosano misses the putback there. So now Henderson, very athletic finish, using the Euro step there. First shot from the floor for Fairfield.
That was an impressive first shot. Henderson finished through some contact too. After a little finesse, no foul called. She got two anyway.
Barnes pump fakes, Rosano posting up.
That's a really good move by Rosano, but she could have taken one more dribble after that pump fake. She still had her dribble alive, the classic up and under. Nice pump fake there, but she took one more dribble to really seal Henderson there.
I remember doing hours of those at some 7th grade big man camps over at RGB. A very, very effective move. It works at almost all levels of basketball. And McCoy passes to Booker. Richardson. Oldacre's going to pick up the foul, it looks like. Tried to cut off the baseline there. It's going to be only her first foul, team's third.
You know, it's hard for someone as big as Oldacre. Centers like that are commonly going to foul a little more just because it's more aggressive down in the paint. They got bigger people banging on him. But Oldacre, she gets in foul trouble. That could really hurt the Comets. We saw that happen against Dakota East. She just takes it from the inbounder.
Takes it right there to get the tip, and then she loses it. And Henderson trying to drive again like she had a couple possessions ago. And now Booker drives on the baseline. She finishes. So Fairfield certainly not giving up in this one. They score 4 of their own pretty quickly here. Lead back down to single digits for the Comets.
Yeah, coming into the year, we talked about the guard position being a question mark for the Comets, so that leaves another question mark of how are they going to get the ball off the floor. And their position originally was whoever gets the rebound, they have an open lane, they could take it up the floor. And people had their concerns about how it was going to go. Oldacre's done a pretty nice job of that so far in the first 2 games, but you got to take it from there.
Wow, 2 great shots from Oldacre and Rosano, but both of them not able to convert on the layup. And Oldacre another rebound. Rosano struggled a little bit offensively for the Comets, but coming off a torn ACL, certainly no easy task.
Well, I think what really gives Mason fans hope is we saw she struggled early in the volleyball season as well, but she really came on as of late for Coach Dinkelacker's squad in the fall. And she's got a really good work ethic. I mean, it's very hard, like you mentioned. It can't be understated how difficult it is to come off an ACL injury, but if there's anyone that could do it, we feel like it's Gabby Rosano.
Rosano pass down low. Oldacre doesn't get it to go. Putback is good. So Oldacre another and 1 for the Comets. Nice pass down low. And there's nothing Fairfield can do in that position. Oldacre's that low, getting the rebound. It's perfect position, good box out, easy in.
And a lot of people are going to ask, why don't you do that every possession? But you saw there, Fairfield had 3 defenders on him. It's a really nice job getting the ball into her. Despite her 6'6" height, it is more difficult than it looks when there's 3 defenders on you. She's able to complete the 3-point plays. She's up to 6 tonight in the first quarter.
Yeah, she assists so much. She helps free up some of the Comet guards on the outside too, because Oldacre attracts so many defenders down low. Just about 15 seconds here for the Indians. The 3, an air ball from Oeku.
Carly Prowse couldn't bring that rebound down, just off her knee. Fairfield made a mistake by not taking the last shot of the quarter. You don't want to give it back to them like that.
And another deflected inbound pass by Oldacre. And a good hustle by Prowse, and she will draw the foul. It's not a smart foul there from Fairfield. About 92 feet away from the basket. It'll be their 6th team foul.
And if you don't want them to hold for the last shot, that's what you do, get a turnover.
Oldacre coming in. She makes a bad pass. Fairfield about to throw one up, and they do not get a shot off. So the Comets take a commanding 17-5 lead here at the end of the first quarter. We're going to take a quick break. Be sure to stick with us for the rest of the
game. On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC TV.
Hi, I'm Clark Kellogg. I've attended basketball games from coast to coast over the years as a participant, broadcaster, parent, and fan. And believe me, I've seen my share of unsporting behavior. The purpose of school sports is for kids to have fun, develop their skills, and learn lessons that will last a lifetime. So when you attend a school contest, please keep that in mind. Remember to behave in a way that reflects positively on your child, your school, and your community. Let's respect the game.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
Welcome back to some second quarter action. And a look here at the 2-2 Fairfield Indians. They're down by 12 after 1 quarter, led by head coach David Loper. We talked about not a lot of seniority, not a lot of leadership coming into the season, not a lot of experience for either team between the Comets or the Fairfield Indians. Kyla Oldacre for the Comets, the Miami commit's going to have to take a lot of that load, and she's doing so nicely. 6 points, she's the leading scorer of the game coming into the second quarter. Fairfield's going to start with it now. Kidd over on the right wing, trying to beat Mason's trap defense. Baseline, Henderson. Get a corner 3 taken, and that's good. That's Richardson, up to 4 points on the night.
Yeah, Peyton Black checking in for the Comets there. You just have to get your hands up on Richardson, the best shooter for the Fairfield Indians, and Becca Sanders also into the game as well for the Comets.
Trying to go down low. Carly prowls around a couple defenders, draws the contact. They'll head to the line to shoot 2. Nice job being strong from her.
A nice 3 from Richardson. You see Black a little bit late on the closeout, and she struggled a little bit from the outside tonight, or this afternoon, so it's 2 o'clock. But she's going to make a lot of those threes if she's open.
Checking into the game is Gabby Rosano. She'll take the sophomore Becca Sanders out after the first missed free throw attempt from Prowse. She's able to go 1 for 2 though. Up to 3 points on the afternoon. A drive by Kidd, getting inside, trying to take a charge was Prowse. And she's gonna get it. Nice job by Carly Prowse, the Ursuline transfer, putting her body on the line. And a play like that is kind of how you make up missing a free throw on the other end.
Yeah, it was interesting there. Prowse got in a good position and she was set, but she didn't really fall down like most charges. A little bit of a awkward looking charge, but nonetheless still a charge to the Comets, and they'll certainly take it here.
Amateur will take it, same result. Gabby Rosano in the corner, like I say, she shuffled her feet. It was a nice trap by Richardson and Kidd. That's a defensive play David Loper's going to like a lot.
Yeah, hardest position to be in basketball. When you're in that corner between the baseline and sideline with 2 defenders. You also have the baseline in the sideline, so like 4 defenders, just a little like square around you. Just in that situation, you can't really dribble out of it. Just gotta try to make a pass as quick as possible.
Kidd tries to throw a back door to Henderson. It's going to go out of bounds off Prowse. So Fairfield to get the ball, but I really like the hustle of Carly Prowse, the junior, so far tonight.
Yeah, Prowse is playing really well on both ends. Started off with a bucket for the Comets, kind of got him going offensively. She's gotten a lot of loose balls too, a lot of deflections, and she's going to be a huge part of the team, like you mentioned earlier, Ben. Kind of playing that forward and guard spot for the Comets.
A deep 3 taken by Richardson, that's no good. Rebound taken by Prowse, and a freshman Parrish looks to push. They're going to stick with that 1-3-1 defense. Oldacre, before falling down, gets it to Prowse.
A nice job by Oldacre.
She's going to get it back.
Travel.
No good, 2 shots. Rebound taken by Rosano. No, that's no good. Battle for out of bounds off the hands of Kyla Oldacre. And we've seen a couple of those plays tonight, or this afternoon, from Oldacre and Rosano. Just a missed layup. Fairfield, although they don't have the height, they're kind of aggravating those Mason posts.
Yeah, Oldacre and Rosano both picking up a lot of rebounds, though, so it's going to look good in the stats. But yeah, I'm sure that's one that they would both like to have back. Good hustle by Rosano on coming up with a jump ball for the Comets.
And it's going to be tougher for Rosano this season. We talked about coming off that ACL injury, but that's going to limit her mobility a little bit. And I know when you're under the basket, it doesn't seem like mobility is a big factor in finishing. But just that little extra inch you can get off the ground will be huge. She's only a junior. 2-sport athlete for Mason. She'll get it in the corner and pull a 3. That one's going to be no good off the top of the backboard.
I'd like to see Rosano try to drive that one, go inside. She's been struggling a little bit with her shot, so I feel like the best way to get going would be to go inside. Even if you aren't able to finish, just kind of draw a foul and maybe try to knock a couple down at the free throw line as well.
It'll be Booker now trying to get her around her defender, Parrish. She'll throw a floater up, but the defense from Parrish was there. And a nice save by her too, so how about the freshman on both ends?
Yeah, she's really played well tonight, just really stepping up, doing a great job. It's not easy in any sport to be a freshman and having to step up to varsity. Just making the transition look easy.
Rosano, luckily, gets a foul going on Fairfield. A nice save by Parrish. knowing where her defender is too. They always tell you one of the first things you learn in basketball is never save the ball underneath the other team's hoop unless you know your teammate can get it. And I think she saw Prowse on the other side alone. But Mason in the bonus now. Razano will have 1 and 1. Front end no good, taken by Richardson.
Yeah, Prowse almost got on top of Richardson there, going for the rebound, but Fairfield will have possession now.
Henderson dancing around. A step back 3 taken by Kidd, and she knocks it down.
Nice shot from Kidd.
Geez, that was Henderson on that shot.
I think that might have been Jason Kidd from the outside.
Maybe some Steph Curry too. We saw Curry last night for Lakota West. And another foul on Kyla Oldacre. That's going to be her second at least. She'll likely sit until the third quarter now.
Yeah, not a good sign for the Comets. Certainly their leader, but looks like Coach Matul is going to keep her out here. So if you're Fairfield, you have to go into Oldacre every time. So you see a really nice play, Booker. Looks like on the step back. So I guess that was Devin Booker, not Jason Kidd.
We got a lot of NBA names here on this Fairfield team. And in this second quarter, they're starting to look like it. Cut the deficit to 7. How about Booker again? A little bit of a heat check. It'll go Mason's way. And now they'll take Oldacre out. So an interesting move to keep her out until this long. Usually on defense is when you're more likely to foul. The Comets have only scored a point here. We're almost halfway through the third quarter, or second quarter, excuse me. And the 3 taken by Amanda Barnes is no good. Braden Johnson really checked in, gets the rebound.
I think this can also be a good thing for the Comets, because throughout the year, you're not going to have Oldacre in there every second of the game if you're the Comets. You have to kind of find someone else who can step up, make buckets, and kind of just play inside of that Oldacre being a presence down there. Be a good test for them.
Comets in the double bonus now. Carly Prowse not able to knock down the first, and the free throw struggles continue for Mason in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, the Comets are going to have plenty more opportunities at the free throw line. They're in the double bonus, so they're going to have to take advantage. That's where a lot of their shots are going to be coming from. A good job by Prowse making the second shot.
Her second 1-for-2 trip of the quarter. She's up to 4 points now. And another shot knocked down this time. It's Owaka.
The confidence from mid-range from Owaka.
Sanders now taken away from by Henderson. Battle for it, loose ball. Henderson kind of came up with it, but shuffled her feet as she did. So it'll go Mason's way.
Owaka just confidence there. Sanders a little bit late on the closeout. And a lot of these Fairfield players confident knocking down the mid-range shot here in the second quarter. The shooting's definitely improved throughout the game. Comets kind of still looking for that outside presence.
Johnson tried to drive there, but Fairfield's defense has been an underrated part of the game. Another turnover by the Comets. And they only lead 6 here, over halfway through the second quarter against a team that has never beat them since they joined the GMC in 2007. There's going to be a foul on Amanda Barnes. That's her second.
That was a good job by Henderson, being aggressive. We've seen Fairfield settle for a lot of jumpers. They've been able to knock down some of them, but they've also had some nice drives as well. So just that's going to be important for them. Oldacre is going to come back into the game, of course, guarding the inbounder. Gotten a lot of deflections already, and if you're Fairfield, you have to go inside. You really want Oldacre to have to pick up her third foul.
Oldacre is really good at defending the post without fouling and defending the inbound there, forcing a 5-second call after a couple of tips earlier in the game.
Yeah, already her third forced turnover just by standing there and putting her arms up. It's very important.
And also, when you see she's very active down there, moving her arms and her legs. She gets her feet up pretty high on those inbound plays, and that's what you like to see. 3 forced turnovers like you mentioned. She'll get it inside now and will be able to finish. That's her 7th and 8th points on the evening.
And you have to double number 44 in the post. That time, there's only one defender on her, and Oldacre is going to take advantage of that every single time.
Nice tip by Rosano. It'll stay on Fairfield's end. Given out to Henderson. All right, wing Booker gets it back. She'll take a deep 3, trying to shoot Mason out of their zone, unable to knock it down, and Braden Johnson grabs the rebound. But before losing it, taken by Booker again. Henderson thought she wanted to try. Give it back to Booker. We've seen some deep 3 attempts from her. This one's no good.
That was from the volleyball line. A very deep one from Booker. Almost got it to go, but I'd still like to see Fairfield drive. I mean, that's what they need to do to get back in this game and try to get Oldacre their 3rd foul, because they made that run when she was out of the game, Ben.
Yeah, Prowse tried to look it inside. That pass was going to Braden Johnson, but it was just taken by Kyla Oldacre. And after a couple of missed layups, she's able to draw a foul and get to the free throw line. And that foul was on Henderson. Oldacre unable to knock down the first. And we're going to see Joy Rezig, her first appearance into the ball game. An empty trip to the line from Kyla Oldacre, but a nice rebound over 2 people for Gabby Rosano.
The Comets getting a lot of points at the free throw line. Hopefully it doesn't come back to haunt them later in the game.
Kyla Oldacre tough inside, finishes for 2. Double digits now with 10 points on the afternoon.
And that's the 2nd time in the last couple of minutes. It was just a Walker down there guarding Oldacre. And again, if you only put 1 defender on her, she's going to score. So it's as simple as that. So the Comets need to kind of exploit that matchup every single possession if they can.
It's going to be a whistle. It might be a foul on Mason on the floor. And Oldacre's going to check out. Matula got what Matula got what he wanted out of those string of possessions for Oldacre. Now going to sit her with 2 fouls still.
I think that's the right move. Getting the lead back up to double minutes with Oldacre in. Now taking her out, trying to keep her with 2 fouls. See how the Comets can do without her in for these last 2 minutes.
Step back 3 this time from Henderson, not touching any rim. Rebound on a step back, that's good.
That's Lexi Hayes, the freshman, knocking down the mid-range jumper. She hasn't played much in the first couple of games, but a lot of confidence on that shot. As Gabby Rosano gets the putback rebound, so her first points of the night. It's a good sign for her. Let's see if that will get her shooting confidence back a little bit.
Fairfield coach David Loper was beside himself after giving up that offensive rebound. Mason's got some really good looks tonight and had some struggles finishing. Fairfield's got to take advantage. Joy Rezig trying to take the ball up the floor, going to be tipped out of bounds to stay with Mason. Rezig only a sophomore. One of the many freshmen that dressed varsity last season and checking in for Fairfield. Okita.
The Comets, very young team we mentioned before, with Oldacre being their only senior.
Parrish now in the corner, gets trapped, finds the open player in Daniels. Rezig now, Fairfield loves that corner trap, and it will force Rob Matula to take a timeout. Up 10 with a minute to go in the half. And this has been what's killing Mason all game.
Yeah.
Fairfield likes to come with that 1-3-1 defense and bring that bottom defender and the wing defender to the corner. And Rezig couldn't really see anyone. I mean, you mentioned it, you said it perfectly earlier. It's like having 4 defenders on you with the baseline and the sideline.
It's one of those plays you just got to get rid of it as quickly as possible. With Coach Matula being aware on the Comets sideline, calling the timeout with 1 minute and 1 second remaining in the second quarter.
Mason is in the double bonus.
And the stretch for Fairfield isn't going to get easier after this. They started with 4 home games, and now they have a stretch of 4 road games.
Interesting schedule. Like I talked about on the other side, Mason kind of got off to a late start. Didn't play their first game until last Saturday. That was at Middletown. I mean, very rarely do you see your first game in the regular season against the GMC opponent, especially in high school sports, in any sport really, basketball, football. I mean, the boys opened up in that Ohio Valley Hoops Classic. Girls, though, just getting it started, thrown into the fire against Middletown and Lakota East. Luckily, they were able to pull one of those out. They're 1-1 coming into this game here.
Yeah, the Comets playing in a couple tournaments later in the year, not against non-GMC opponents. So I guess that's part of the logic there. But Maddie Parrish, a big 3 for the Comets, extending the lead to 13 here. A little bit of a killer for Fairfield.
Parrish up to 8 points now. Henderson, Mason coming with a little bit of a zone of themselves. Rezig wanted to come trap on Hayes. Into Okita now. Okita looks outside for Hayes. That's stolen once again. Another Mason steal. 19 seconds on the clock. Mason likely holding for the last shot. Unless he can get it down inside to Rosano, but she's not able to finish. Krause gets a shot blocked and a foul inside. Loper's not happy with that call.
Yeah, Coach Loper there wanted a jump ball. I was close there. Comets get a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. That'll be the second foul for McCoy.
We have seen a few ticky-tack fouls on both ends tonight. But Prowse has a chance to get this lead up to 15. She's able to knock down the first.
Yeah, really good job for the Comets these last couple minutes without Oldacre doing a good job extending the lead. And just like that, both of them were good, and the Comets are doubling the Indians right now, 30-15.
Inbound pass almost taken now. Mason trying to slow Fairfield down. They get the ball back, 3 seconds. Rezig inside. Parrish for the last shot of the half. No good. So we'll head to halftime. The Comets have a 30-15 lead over Fairfield. And this third game of the season, third game of GMC action for Mason. Step back from Booker. She's looking good for the Indians.
We're going to take a break here for halftime. Be sure to stick with us for the second half. Comets up by 15.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic.
Hi, I'm Doug Ute, Executive Director of the Ohio High School Athletic Association. The OHSAA seeks to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion in all of our athletic programs and is dedicated to working towards making sure they are free from any form of discrimination, harassment, and bullying. We strive to make all of our student athletes feel welcome and safe. Please join me in helping create an environment that emphasizes respect, teamwork, and understanding in order to build a culture that celebrates both the accomplishments and uniqueness of all of our participants.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to ICRC TV Sports.
Three-pointer. Got it! In for the Comets score. Comets win! Yeah!
Hi, I'm Clark Kellogg. I've attended basketball games from coast to coast over the years as a participant, broadcaster, parent, and fan. And believe me, I've seen my share of unsporting behavior. The purpose of school sports is for kids to have fun, develop their skills, and learn lessons that will last a lifetime. So when you attend a school contest, please keep that in mind. Remember to behave in a way that reflects positively on your child, your school, and your community. Let's respect the game.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
Hey, sports fan! Did you know the OHSAA is among the national leaders in social media? Check out the OHSAA's social media platforms for news, tournament information, accomplishments, helpful links, and all the items available in the fan guide, including photos, DVDs, and publications. Check out OHSAA Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. And who knows, you may be the next featured face.
On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC TV.
The year was 1907. The Cubs won the World Series and the Ford Model R hit the assembly line. While here in Ohio, school administrators came together to form the Ohio High School Athletic Association. One thing that hasn't changed since 1907 is the dedication of the OHSAA to education-based athletics in Ohio. School sports teach responsibility, sportsmanship, and life lessons that stay with students long after their playing days are over. The OHSAA seeks to prepare students not for the next level of sport, but for the next level of life.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in Ohio, who do you meet? Answer. Men and women who played high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Question. So, where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. High school sports.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Leaves us with the next item on our agenda is item number 5, opening session.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. If you're out here at the parade or listening, thank you again.
Into the end zone, and that is caught by Jaden Wood.
Come on now, how we doing? Y'all feeling all right out there?
Hello and welcome to this edition of This is Glendale. I'm Bet Chorus.
Hey guys, this is the Unit 1 crew from One Log Fire Department. We just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And of course, you can always go to ICRCTV.com.
Always a great day when ICRC is involved.
Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
Hi, I'm Doug Ute, Executive Director of the Ohio High School Athletic Association. The OHSAA seeks to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion in all of our athletic programs and is dedicated to working towards making sure they are free from any form of discrimination, harassment, and bullying. We strive to make all of our student athletes feel welcome and safe. Please join me in helping create an environment that emphasizes respect, teamwork, and understanding in order to build a culture that celebrates both the accomplishments and uniqueness of all of our participants.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Ohio. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Always a great day when ICRC is involved.
Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC TV.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to ICRC TV Sports.
Three-pointer. Got it. In for the Comets score. Comets win! Yeah!
The year was 1907. The Cubs won the World Series and the Ford Model R hit the assembly line. While here in Ohio, school administrators came together to form the Ohio High School Athletic Association. One thing that hasn't changed since 1907 is the dedication of the OHSAA to education-based athletics in Ohio. School sports teach responsibility, sportsmanship, and life lessons that stay with students long after their playing days are over. The OHSAA seeks to prepare students not for the next level of sport, but for the next level of life. Hey, sports fan! Did you know the OHSAA is among the national leaders in social media? Check out the OHSAA's social media platforms for news, tournament information, accomplishments, helpful links, and all the items available in the fan guide, including photos, DVDs, and publications. Check out OHSAA Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. And who knows, you may be the next featured face.
Welcome back to Mason Arena as the Mason Comets are leading the Fairfield Indians 30-15. The Comets doing a pretty good job. They've struggled a little bit. At the beginning of the game, they really picked it up in the second half, especially with Oldacre out of the game. They put in a good fight, and they actually took more of a lead when she was out.
It's definitely been an up and down game for the Comets, especially in the first half. Kyla with 10 points, even with foul trouble. You know, she's one of those players that has a lot of quiet games. You're going to hear a lot of, she has a quiet 18, she has a quiet 20 out of her. And that's kind of what we're seeing tonight. A lot of those points coming from free throws. She gets to the free throw line a lot.
Now it's Fairfield starting with the ball offensively. That's Booker. To be guarded by Amanda Barnes. Now the pass over the head of Ryman Schneider, and Maddie Parrish with a steal and an easy layup for the Comets, extending the lead to 17.
Parrish plays with a lot of energy at all times. She's always jumping passing lanes, always knows the right play. That's what really impresses me the most about her. It's her IQ as only a freshman, knowing what plays to make. She's going to be huge for the Comets for 4 more years. That's a big pickup for Rob Matula.
Three-pointer from Booker, left it a little bit short. Prowse brings it up, floor for the Comets. Oldacre led all scorers with 10 in the first half, and she gets fouled. And she's going back to the free throw line again.
Hasn't been too successful so far in the first half from the line, but we know she's capable of making those free ones.
Hit 2 of 6 from the line. Comets a team 13, and Fairfield 1 of 4. So both teams hitting a lot of shots at the free throw line.
And I think that's correlated to that no seniority that we see from both teams that we talked about coming forward. You know, it's not that these younger players are less capable of shooting free throws. It's just the experience of knowing how to make them when you're tired. It's a different strategy from making free throws when you're just in practice and shooting a bunch in a row. But to kind of calm yourself down, you got to calm your heart rate down. There's going to be a foul on Parrish.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's just hard to kind of have that game simulation. You can shoot free throws and run all day, but it's never going to be the same as actually stepping up and knocking down. For the game. It's going to be an offensive foul. That's going to be 4. Looks like already the second team foul for Fairfield. An interesting stat for the Indians in the first half. You like to have a pretty good assist to turnover ratio. Theirs was 2 assists to 14 turnovers.
That's not ideal if you're an Indian fan. Rosano picks up her second basket of the game.
A good sign from Gabby Rosano, getting it going offensively.
A lot of times, I feel like it's overstated how negative it is for a team when they commit a lot of turnovers, but you really got to start looking at the defense too and how they're forcing a lot of those turnovers. There haven't been a ton of unforced turnovers by Fairfield in that first half. So Mason forcing almost 14 turnovers is huge defensively going forward. Fairfield isn't the best offensive team in the GMC, but when you get that many.
Looks like Parrish had it for the Comets and she lost it. Ball goes out of bounds and Fairfield will keep possession.
That's only Parrish's first. I thought she was the one called for that offensive foul.
Almost over and back. Fairfield tries to save it. Good job by Prowse hustling for the Comets. And a nice dump off pass from Parrish. Rosano not able to finish the layup, but that was a very nice pass from Maddie Parrish.
Well, that's a prime example of combining talent with that IQ. She knew Rosano was on that right block, a nice vision, and knowing where to pass, it's only half of the equation. A nice pass, but the N1 from Oldacre.
It's hard to even get excited anymore just because we see it so regularly. I mean, for a lot of players, the and-one, the old-fashioned three-point play is super rare. But for Kyle Oldacre, it just happens once every couple minutes. We're just a little used to it by now.
I still get excited every time. It's very rare, like you said, but it's also very rare to see a player get it as much as she does. Usually, though, she's a little better at knocking down, completing the three-point play.
That was a big emphasis for her over the offseason and at practice is that free throw shooting. Good job from Parrish picking up the loose ball. She drives, splits the defenders, and gets to the rim using the left hand. Maddie Parrish stepping up big time this year for the Comets.
And she's now got 12 points on the afternoon. Her and Oldacre, that's really been the story to the start of this Mason Comets season. Their first game against Middletown, they're the two leading scorers. And that second game against Lakota East as well. Fairfield and Coach Loper takes a timeout. 39-15, Mason off to a good start of this third quarter.
Yeah, exactly what you want for the Comets, just put it away. Especially coming after a loss, like we talked about last game to Lakota East, a team that the Comets usually seem to beat. You just want to come in and you want to win big. When you're 1-1, you want to get that big win. You want the pressure kind of off early. And for the Comets right now, it's exactly what they wanted, especially in that second quarter. Mason only won 13-10. But right now, they just come out to a commanding start of the second half.
Well, what we saw was when Fairfield just given a little bit of room, they can knock some shots down. I mean, their problem in the first half was just getting open and getting the ball to the right player. So Mason has to give them any margin of error in the third quarter, and that's why they've been held scoreless. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Ryman Schneider with the ball, kind of throws up a shot, air balls, and she has not scored. One of the leading scorers for the Indians on the year, has struggled with Oldacre Gardner.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. One of the best defenders in the GMC and Oldacre. I mean, it's hard to score on her with her height.
Oldacre posting up down low, gets fouled, I believe, by all three Fairfield Indian defenders, but fortunately for the Comets, it only counts as one foul, so it's going to be interesting to the rest call it on.
I guess it's just whoever put her hands on her first. That's kind of been the story all night for Oldacre. But Fairfield, I mean, they haven't been too opposed to fouling her with Oldacre's performance from the free throw line so far tonight.
That will be Ryman Schneider who picks it up, her fourth foul, and team's fourth. Oldacre doing a good job knocking down the first shot, so Ryman Schneider's coming out of the game. And Apoku's going to replace her at the forward position. Second free throw, no good. Hauled in by Booker.
This Mason girls team does a lot. What they do is a lot like the boys team with their man defense, but they play up and they deny. They don't let any pass over easy.
Good rebound by Parrish, pushing up the court, and the three-pointer is good by Carly Prowse, set up by Maddie Parrish. A very good rebounding guard as well.
How about the quarterback, Maddie Parrish, making plays for Mason on offense and rebounding on defense. An acrobatic finish there from Kidd.
Yeah, really smart play by Kidd there, not taking the charge. Prowse in good position as Rosano uses the pump fake and gets the floater. So Gabby Rosano now with her 6th point of the game.
Parrish isn't going to be credited with an assist there, but her ability to find Rosano in the corner, she was open, and then the nice pump fake, getting to the basket, finishing that one easy. She's had her struggles with finishing. It's nice to see her put one through.
And now Booker drives to the rim, and she's fouled.
Base foul number 2, Carly Prowse, her second.
It's going to be on Carly Prowse, going to be her second and the team's second.
Kylie Booker will be the line to shoot 2.
I mean, Fairfield is going to be very tired, especially with how hard they're having to work on offense to get open with Mason's suffocating defense off the ball. And, you know, Coach Matula won't tell you this is true, but it almost seems like this Mason team plays more aggressive off the ball than they do on the ball. You know, Richard stresses on the boys' side, keep it equal, but a lot of times that ends up being more aggressive off ball.
Parrish and Rosano coming out of the game for the Comets. A little bit of a standing ovation there as Sanders and Daniels check in. Daniels dumps down low to Oldacre, and she finishes with the right hand.
I think the refs are tired of calling fouls, because I think that one was one of the most blatant fouls we've seen all evening. But Oldacre doesn't care. She's able to put it through anyway. I've been really impressed with her finishing ability. Just because you have height does not mean, just because you're closer to the hoop doesn't make it easier for you to be able to finish. And she's done a nice job of finishing anyway so far this season, only 3 games in.
Comets their largest lead of the game at 30. So another foul from Carly Prowse, now her 3rd, and the team's 3rd. And substitution as well. Henderson coming in for Booker for Fairfield. The Comets right now on a 17-2 run in the 3rd quarter. Lexi Hayes playing a little point guard now for Fairfield. Henderson.
That's a high IQ play, high IQ defense there by Amanda Barnes. We talked about the baseline being an extra defender, and she uses it there, forcing Henderson to drive baseline and not giving her enough room. She has to step out of bounds.
Daniels pass to Sanders. Finds Prowse. And the elbow jumper's good. So Carly Prowse really showing off her range here in the second half.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about her shooting ability. 8 points per game, and I think she's capable of averaging a few more than that too. You know, she's been a player that other teams' defense have been focusing on defending. And she's being left more open a little bit today against Fairfield. And you can see there the nice find from Becca Sanders, the sophomore to junior connection. Nothing but net, getting back, playing defense.
The Comets doing a good job, kind of setting up in that high post position, really opening the floor up. And Ehlers coming to the game for the Comets. Not able to handle the pass. The Comets get it back, and Ehlers makes the layup. Nice finish with the left hand.
That's Ehlers' first appearance this season. Coming in, she was a sophomore last year that dressed JV varsity, and she thought she'd get more playing time for the first 2 games, but how about trying to earn it there? Immediately scoring as coming in.
Yeah, not an easy finish. Looks a lot harder than it is to finish with your left hand, but a really good job by Amanda Barnes getting in the passing lane and just a little dump off. Unselfish basketball for the Comets.
Daniels playing good defense as well, getting the ball back for the Comets. And if the Comets are able to get this lead up to 35, as there's a basket there from Sanders, excuse me. It'll be a running clock here.
Saw you kind of pondering that, Ben, what number that was. I mean, wasn't super easy math to do as the lead grows to the Comets, but I believe it's at 36 right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said, 35, and I didn't have someone in my ear telling me who went to Mason math education telling me about that rule and about that math. So I did it all in my head, Evan. I don't know what you're accusing me of. And you do see that running clock there. So I'm going to have to get these free throws off. I think they're going to let her finish the free throws no matter time runs off. But anyway, she's over 20 seconds to go. You only get 10 before it's a free throw violation.
Rare to see.
The first one through.
Yeah, rare to see in varsity, but see it a lot in our rec games, the Globo Gym Purple Cobras. We've had a lot of games where we're up by 20. That's only where the running clock is at 20. And we've had games where we've gotten up 20 in the first or second quarter, and we play basketball for like 20 minutes. I kind of wish they'd change that rule to varsity like the 35, but Comets, great third quarter, up 54-17. We're going to take a break here at the end of the third quarter. Stick with us for the conclusion of this one.
On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC TV.
Welcome back to Mason Arena for the third game of GMC action between the Mason Comets and the Fairfield Indians. Mason up 54-17. We're going to see a running clock here. They've done a really nice job in the third quarter and getting it started. Peyton Black going to draw a foul.
Yeah, Oldacre out of the game. For the Comets, Sanders, Daniels, and Ehlers getting some more playing time here with Parrish and Rosano, two of the Comet starters. And Daniels with a chance to extend the lead at the free throw line.
It's going to be Peyton Black at the line. Daniels also on the bench with those players you mentioned. She's not on the scoreboard yet, but can do it here with a free throw, and she does. Earns a point and another chance at the line. And this Comet team today is really improved at the free throw line, along with everything, pretty much everything else in their game from the second to the third quarter. Another offensive rebound for Gabby Rosano. Kick out to Parrish. Unable to knock down the three, but Comet's working on the board.
Nice
Ehlers
dump off
no
there
good.
from Sanders, though. Could put Ehlers in a pretty good spot, just unable to get a shot to fall.
A drive inside, this time by Kidd. There's going to be a foul. They're going to tag Rosano with that. So Kidd will have a chance to counter.
Rosano's first foul, the team's fourth, now Kidd at the free throw line. Fairfield only 2 points in the second half.
But she's able
to here. Knocks down the first.
Kidd was someone, along with Ryman Schneider, we expected to score a little more. But obviously those two been victims of Mason's suffocating defense tonight. Kidd goes 2 for 2 at the line to put herself up to 4 points. Daniels checking in now for the Comets. Fairfield come with a little bit of a press. Daniels able to split the double team. A good job by her. Get it across court to Black now. Inside, a nice cut by Resig. That pass wasn't there though from Ehlers, and it'll be taken away by the Indians.
Good job by Booker jumping in the passing lane, recognizing a diagonal cut there.
Pass inside to Ryman Schneider, battled for it. Sanders, nice effort getting on the floor and getting it out to Presley Daniels. Daniels gonna slow it down now. Wasn't too worried about Kidd's defense. Fairfield fans wanted an offensive foul. Resig looking inside to Peyton Black, kicked out to Resig. And an open mid-range shot from Sanders that'll bounce in. Becca Sanders up to 4 points now.
Friendly bounce there from Sanders to the back iron. Rolls in.
So 57-19 is the Comet lead here. And then we have deep three taken. Goes in, but they're gonna say it hit the cable first. That three from Booker. And like Devin Booker, she's gonna find a way to get that ball in the hoop. Unfortunately, it wasn't legal. Hitting above the backboard.
I don't know how that one went in. That's pretty crazy. But Fairfield with a turnover now.
Booker with the steal, kick out to Henderson, three no good. Rebound by Ehlers, but she throws it off the back of Johnson. And it's been both teams playing some hot potato. Both teams are definitely tired as well. Mason's got some fresher legs with some of the players that don't play as much coming in the fourth quarter. 3:13 to go. Daniels now trying to split the double team, taken away by Henderson. And she loses it here.
That's a good opportunity though for the Comets, kind of the Comets' second string team, getting a chance to play against Fairfield starters. So
Henderson takes a hard fall after getting fouled. Good sportsmanship from the Comets. Three Comets there to pick her up. And a couple of substitutions here for Fairfield. Ryman Schneider and Booker will take a seat.
Yeah, Fairfield bringing in some of their backups here as well. I believe Henderson, the only starter in the game.
Henderson on the left wing. Cross-court pass, three's going to be taken, no good. Rebound. That's going to be a foul on Fairfield.
Pretty good looking shot there from Padilla, just in and out.
That foul's on Opuka. That's her first. Fairfield fans has a questionable call. But it'll send Ehlers to the line to shoot 1 plus the bonus. With a running clock, 1:49 to go. Ehlers connects on the first. Of course, Ehlers part of that superstar family with Evan Ehlers on the boys' side, starting center for the Comets under Greg Richards. A 2-for-2 trip for Lillian Ehlers. She's up to 4 points now. And her first varsity appearance of the year. That leads up to 40 now for the Comets. They're going to sit back in a little bit of a zone, going to play a little less aggressive. Henderson now gets it over to the right wing. And Joy Resnick jumping the pass. So much for me talking about them playing less aggressive. That's an aggressive pass, maybe too aggressive down low. They're lucky to get the ball back.
Just a minute to go. Comets probably just going to be content. Kind of run it out, but Black tries to score down low, and Ehlers gets fouled, so she's going back to the line, trying to get the lead past 40.
Lillian Ehlers doing the dirty work.
And Ben, I know you want to talk about this all game, but UC will be in the playoffs. As much as I know that pains you as a Xavier fan, just not having the team to root for, so you just have to root against UC.
Huh?
I mean, you live in Cincinnati and you're just rooting against a team. You're just taking your anger on the fact that Xavier doesn't have a football team and using that to root against UC.
It's not anger. It's just friendly fire against my biggest rival in UC. Mason finishes this game 61-19. And this was the main event before another main event. The Cincinnati Bearcats taking on the Houston Cougars.
Go Bearcats.
Unfortunately, we're not going to have that action here on ICRC, but you can find that one American Championship over in Cincinnati, just a few miles south of here from tonight. In a game where Mason took over in the second half after a rough start. Everyone got involved. Kyla Oldacre got her work done early, 16 points to cap off the night. They rout Fairfield 61-19. Thanks for joining us all night and this wonderful crew led by our director, Josh Shemstrad. He did a wonderful job, even though he is a UC fan. Still got to appreciate everything he's done for us and everything we did tonight. Hope you enjoyed the couple Collinsworth slide. We tried a double Collinsworth slide. I'd like to see Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth do that. But from tonight, thanks for joining me and Evan Amazon. I'm Ben Haller, 61-19. Comets go to 2-1.